everybody, and welcome back. This is episode 2 of Dead Man Switch on Girls from These Worlds. I am your GM, Aubrey. I use she, her pronouns. And we are going to be playing some Starfinder tonight. So I'm excited for this space adventure. I'm going to turn it over to my cast real quick to tell you who they are and who they're playing one more time. And then we will get into all of our cool stuff. And we'll start with Anna.
Oh, that's me.
Yes.
Hi. I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet, queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. If any of that sounds interesting, you find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun. And I play Layla, our Decimar Dream Prophet Mystic. She is a Mindbreaker, was nicknamed last session the Murder Fly because she brings a lot of damage, apparently.
Yep.
But yeah, Decimar, if you don't know anything about them, are bipedal butterfly people. Yeah. That's all I got.
Okay. And next in the order is Iris, who we don't have a camera on right now.
For those that are of the uninitiated, Vesk are lizard folk, sort of spacefaring race, and I don't really think I got a nickname, but I did start a rave last session, so that was fun.
That was good. That was always good. And then we have Jen.
Hello, I am joining the cast for the first time today because I was down and out with the Rona last week. However, I am here now. Hi, I'm Jen. Pronouns she, they. I will be playing your semi-friendly, semi-local Asimar Solarian named Ambariel, or Mar for short, because who has time for all those syllables, honestly.
Those full names, they're just so long. And then we have Lydia.
Yeah. Hi, I am Lydia. I am playing Switch. Switch is a companion android envoy, and both me and Switch use she, her pronouns.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Amanda is not feeling so great this week, so they have to sit out. We look forward to them back next week with Brian and all of the fun chaos that Brian seems to bring. And also, this episode is sponsored by Eldritch Osiris Games, who has a Kickstarter up on Kickstarter of the Fantastic Monsters and Where to Friend Them, I believe. Remembering off the top of my head. But you can go back them there. They have a lot of really great stretch goals, including one of yours truly being a writer, making some monsters and stuff in the book. And we just passed that goal, and I'm very, very excited for what I have planned for this. And let's see. I think all that's left to do now is talk about what happened last time. So last time, you all got a message from your old commander, Oleander, saying they died. And thus leading you to Absalom Station to a reading of their will, essentially. And you learned that their death was not exactly pleasant. And you've now been tasked with figuring out what happened and bringing whoever did it to justice. And maybe connecting with your past and your old crew once again. You all met Bernard the Bear, the solicitor. Bernard, yep. And then from there, you spent some time exploring the bar. And then you eventually all learned that, oh yeah, there is definitely something fishy going on here when a grenade was thrown through the window, bringing us all into combat. As these strange figures in black armor with red accents came busting through. And where we last left off, you had all defeated them. They lay unconscious or dying on the ground. And you stood over them, triumphant. But before we get to whatever's the fallout from that, we're going to jump back in time just a little bit with Mar. Mar, what are you doing when you got the message from Oleander?
I am probably, I think narratively it's funniest if I'm literally like getting off the ship from my last mission. Like I'm walking off the ship, I'm collecting my payment, and as I'm like as I'm having my credits transferred, I just hear the ping of, you know, Fiverr, I guess. whatever the mercenary version of Fiverr is.
Mm-hmm.
I just go, I just finished. And then I look at the thing.
Yeah, you see it is from Oleander, your old captain. And
I kind of look at it. I look up, I look around. I shield the screen with my hand while I continue watching.
and yeah.
And anyone around me can just hear a quiet, what the fuck? As I'm watching this scene that I remember from last time we already described. And there's a moment where the camera kind of like zooms in a little bit and you can see for a minute she thinks about not. She just thinks about being like, you know what, screw this, absolutely not. And then she turns and asks for a ride to Absalom Station.
Yeah. And due to probably no fault of your own, your transport ends up being a little bit later. You know, space traffic and all.
Yeah.
And you get out, and it's probably getting closer to evening when you get off on Absalom Station, and you start heading towards sort of one of the lower districts where you know the bar is. And you've just gotten off an elevator to the district, and you're starting to walk through this sort of market that's getting ready to shut down for the day. And if you could make me I believe it's a perception.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And do you have a take on rolling physical dice, or would you prefer rolling in tabletop?
Rolling however you want. If you want to roll physical, go for it.
Oh, thank God!
Oh yay!
I haven't rolled dice in a while. Can you tell? You said perception. Oh, that's bad. Perception.
Yeah.
You said.
An 8. So you're distracted by all of this. You know, Absalom Station, it's been a bit since you've been here, and it's always maybe a little bit overwhelming. Just so much that you don't notice the strange figures falling in step behind you. Just far enough back that, like, if you turn just slightly, you don't notice them. Even though pretty much everyone else around you is, and as you pass, some of them just start closing up a little bit faster.
Oh, I assume they're looking at me. I'm just like, fuck off.
They're just closing a little bit faster because they don't want to be in the middle of a fight in the market.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of I'm taking my time. I'm strolling. I'm like, well, she's already dead. Can't get any deader, so might as well take my time. I'm already late.
Yeah. And so it isn't until let's see.
Oh, I hate it when GMs say that. It scares me.
Let's see. It isn't until you feel someone put their hand on your shoulder.
I stop.
Mhm.
I look up as if to ask whatever forces are out there in the cosmos for patience, and I say, "Move it or lose it, bud. Move it or lose it."
And you hear this over-processed voice, as if somebody speaking through like a digital translator that's also run through a distortion filter. And they say, should have paid more attention, as they try to bring this pulse gauntlet right into like where your kidneys are.
Damn.
Mhm.
Oof, ouch, owie. All right.
And they are going to roll a 14 against your kinetic AC.
Nope.
As you just managed to get out of the way.
Fantastic.
Your instincts kick in, I guess.
So turning around, how many are there?
There are 2 of them that you see. There's one that is right in front of you, one a couple of stalls back that has their weapon trained on you.
I need y'all to know that I told her if there were 2, I'd fight. Is this the part we roll initiative, or are we just gonna do a smack?
We're just gonna do a smack.
Oh, fan-fucking-tastic. All right.
You can repose to this.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and attack. I'm actually gonna do that in the. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do it in. Does a synthetic 20 hit? Their kinetic AC.
Yeah, that is. Let me check real quick. I believe it will. For their kinetic.
Yep.
Yes, that will hit their kinetic.
Beautiful. Then they can take 8 damage. And suck on it. I think that is all I have for this particular moment, because I'm still learning how Pathfinder works. And I attune 1 level in photon mode.
Okay. And then the other one is going to, with his assault rifle, shoot a burst, and then like
his what?
Assault rifle. Yeah. But I will give you a slight cover bonus because he is shooting like through some stalls.
Real quick, is the other guy's right next to me, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Which apparently he did not need with a 31 with a natural 20.
You know, that just hits.
Just barely.
Oh God. Does he confirm?
Let's see. I do forget you have to do that in this. Would a 16 hit you?
My kinetic?
Yes.
Just misses. It's a 17.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
It isn't a crit, but it's just regular damage.
Oh, thank God.
So you take 6 piercing damage. And I will let everybody in the bar at this time make perception checks to hear the kerfuffle outside.
I'm
14.
really glad.
15.
19, only because I have a very high perception. Because I
Damn.
rolled very poorly.
I rolled a 2.
Total? Okay.
I have a plus 13.
Okay, yeah, I rolled a 5 with the plus 14.
Well, let's say that all of you do hear the very loud kerfuffle outside of the bar.
God. I would like to please grab the guy that's already in front of me. Do you want a grapple check if I wanted to kind of like hold him, use him as a human
Yeah.
shield? All right, and that's what is there CMB in this game?
I do not remember. If
Okay, because I see CMD.
if you want to give me just like a, my brain immediately goes to Pathfinder.
Athletics.
Yeah, you get athletics. That's what I was gonna say. Athletics.
All
Yeah,
right.
athletics sounds about right.
That is a 21.
21. And I will put it against flat-footed. And yeah, that I would say that you can reach out and grab.
Fantastic. I will reach out, I will grab him, and I will kind of. My solar weapon is essentially, if you've seen the Dragon Prince, imagine like a solar weapon that looks kind of like Rayla's swords, but like a bigger version of it. Hold it to this guy's throat, look at his friend. Now you can leave alone, or you can leave together. It's up to you. I don't have time for this. As I try to puff up and be intimidating.
I was about to say, make me an intimidate roll.
All right, let's see how this goes. That's a 20. Rolled like shit, but
So you cool. I will say that you've intimidated him. You know, they maybe made you for a bit of an easier mark. And I will say also what really helps is the fact that I will say everybody else comes rushing into the market right about this point. So now they suddenly realize that they are outnumbered.
I kind of look up and I say, sorry I'm late.
Half expected it.
We're glad you finally made it, though.
To be determined.
And
who are your friends?
I don't know. I was hoping they could tell me, but
There are 3 more. There are 3 more in the bar. 2 dead, 1 unconscious.
Oh. I kind of look back at the friend and I'm just like, see?
And the one with the gun, you know, like lets it just kind of like hang on the holster that it is, like raises their hands up and just kind of like walks backwards into the crowd.
I'll just kind of like lean into the other one, just say, I wish I could say it was lovely meeting you, but I don't even lie to. I lie to my friends, not my enemies. I give him a swift kick up the ass as I let him go and just be like, bye.
Yeah. You know, quickly runs off into the crowd.
Been a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I remember. Layla, Switch, Odessa. Where's Brian?
Watching over the unconscious one.
What happened? And why was I just attacked by randos?
I don't know if you noticed, but the armor was nanotech. Don't know if that rings a bell.
I mean, I've upgraded mine as well, and mine, for reference, the flavor text and the armor that I chose was basically like the Tron suits. I noticed. She just kind of looks very confused. She's like, I just got off of another job. What is going on?
You saw the video from Oleander, correct?
Yeah, not what I was expecting to come back to. You go and do some pest control on a few planets over, and suddenly it's your well, now very dead captain.
From the looks of it, some similar figures to these found Oleander down at the bar.
Hmm.
And we've learned, thanks to coded ledgers left by Oleander, that the target of our extraction for our final mission, the nanotech scientist, is not dead as we all had assumed and is employed. And it seems far too much of a coincidence for nanotech soldiers to attack us just as we learn that information.
Right. Guess they were keeping it quiet, huh? So we're hunting them down.
Turns to start walking around.
Perhaps, if they keep coming after us, we may not have to hunt them. Just set traps and take care of them like we did these.
Do we think they're going to do the dirty work themselves?
I don't know.
Okay. So all we have to do is figure out this last will and testament nonsense, and maybe get in a fight with an old friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
we are also operating under the assumption that Quiet survived as well.
Yep, that tracks. That sure does track.
Why they did not reach out after all these years, it is unknown, but I believe we were on our way to see Oleander's body. You were just in time.
What a cheerful time to come in.
So you will just be leaving Brian in charge of looking over the unconscious one,
Yep.
and hopefully not blowing them up.
He's just responding to all of Oleander's texts that come in.
Like, sorry, she's dead. Sorry, she's dead. Sorry, she's dead.
Just write a script for it. Good Lord.
The number you are trying to reach got brutally.
The number you are trying to reach is now full of holes, like Swiss cheese. Good Lord. Are there any other of these fun nanotech soldiers nearby watching? Like, do the other two stick around?
Why don't you give me another perception check to see if you can tell if you're being watched?
Also, one thing that I should mention is that I have I do have telepathy, and I can spy on telepathy. So if it's anyone telepathically communicating within 60 feet, I can also roll to take a look at that. But the perception is absolute garbage.
Yep.
14.
You don't see anybody. You don't see anybody else. Most of this market is clearing out very, very fast. Anybody who's here is suddenly deciding they have better places to be. That their dinner plans have been moved up several hours.
But they don't want to get shot.
Yeah. So they are they're making haste. And I will say for everybody else in the bar, one thing you will have noticed when either they died or went unconscious, like the nanotech armor kind of dissipated, sort of leaving just like a black jumpsuit almost underneath it, and you will notice that they all have like a wrist-mounted like computer of some kind.
God, it really is Tron.
If we are worried about being spied upon, I can connect our minds.
That would likely be helpful. I can do one link at a time. I can't do multiple.
Okay. I can connect all of us. There is a warning that it becomes very noisy, but I can connect all of us at once. So we'll do that.
Look, I love me a collective.
It's a party line.
We are Legion.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Shepherd, Commander.
There's no reason for us to speak out loud now. I would ask that you try and keep your thoughts in check, though, so that we do not have incidents like we have in the past. But yes, this should prevent us from being spied upon, at least
You are
easily.
already thinking about her next coffee.
Coffee.
Odessa is just like mentally mumbling and grumbling to themselves about like, I swear, Brian, whatever you do to that ship.
Whatever you do to that shit. So you all head to the nearby morgue, and you will notice that the it's kind of a little dark when you get there, but there is a there's like a little hollow note on the door that just says knock.
Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah. And as you do, you knock and then the door opens and you sort of see this like tiefling with this like grayish skin, like black hair that's been like tied back in like a bun, and they look very tired, and they just go, can I help you?
We're here to
See a dead body.
we're here to see someone.
View the remains, I believe, is how it's properly said. We would like to view the remains of Oleander.
Oh yes, thank you for clarifying, because I have lots of dead bodies here.
Excellent. Do you take more? Because I think we actually have like 4 now.
Just the two.
Um,
Or just the 2? Okay.
yeah,
I mean, the
it's
other
just
2 are going to
because-
happen eventually. They're bleeding out.
Yeah, you know.
It depends on how many credits you have. Usually those things have to be reported. But if you have a lot of credits, I can just put them in a freezer.
You heard nothing.
But yes, come. And they grab this like white coat from a nearby like place where they'd put it, because like maybe they were like about to head out somewhere, and then they wander on into sort of the main area, and they just go to Oleander, no, and they just go down the line, and then they go, Oleander, here they go, and open, pull out, and then there's the body underneath the sheet, and then it's just be like, well, if you need me, I will be in my office. Have fun. And they leave.
All right, let's make sure the wounds match the observed things.
The way this mission's going, maybe make sure it's actually Oleander too.
That too, yes.
People are not staying dead as they should.
It would be quite surprising if Oleander was not dead, and this was all the ploy. But
Also,
I will
Sure,
check.
I would be happy or very
Yeah.
angry at her.
if she had any kind of like modifications done, like cybernetic stuff, just see if they are still there.
Yeah. So you pull back the sheet, and yeah, it does, for all intents and purposes, appear to be Oleander. With several more bullet holes than you last saw her with. And if you want to make sure, just make sure that everything is good. Perception, insight, or if you're like looking specifically for like implants or cybernetics, mechanics or computers.
I don't see mechanics, but I have engineering.
Engineering, that's the one.
Okay, cool. Why am I rolling like crap? 18 on engineering. And a Jesus flipping 15 on sense motive.
I'll do also looking for implants, and I'll do computers.
I have not rolled above a 10 yet today.
That is a 22.
There was mention that we should check and make sure that the wounds match the video. Can I do a medicine check?
Yeah, you
That
can do a
sort of
medicine
thing?
check for that. And Odessa, you can definitely you see the cybernetic hand Oleander had. There is a couple of other cybernetic augmentations that Oleander had. Most of the ones that she had when you were all working together. Knee replacement with cybernetics, bits and pieces.
I also rolled a 5 on the dice. That's 14 total for medicine.
Yep. You're relatively sure, but yet again, it was a security camera from like up in a corner of the bar. It's hard to tell on that part.
I do not see anything here that doesn't explicitly match. It's with the footage difficult to tell, but I
Right.
don't see anything suspicious.
Any sort of bug on her, like a listening device, a camera, a microphone, that, like, I don't know, up her nose or something.
If you want to check for anything like that, that will probably be like another engineering or sense motive.
That's a 29 on engineering.
Engineering?
Is there a camera up her nose?
There is not a camera up her nose. And as far as you can tell, this body has not been bugged.
Okay, cool.
The rest of this morgue, who knows?
Of course, when I roll high, it's to check for cameras up their nose.
Well, you're relatively sure nothing on this body. And you do remember with this engineering check, though, one of the augments that she got were essentially the ability to record, like with her eyes.
Please tell me the recordings are stored somewhere other than her eyes.
You're like feeling around and you're like, oh yep, that's the spot. There's like, it essentially is, it has to be hardwired jacked into like a spot. But you don't have to take out her eyes or anything. You just have to connect a device to essentially where like a port in the back of her head.
Can I follow that trail of wires or whatever and disconnect whatever storage device is on it?
I will need a medicine check because you will have to kind of cut her head open slightly.
Uh-oh.
Can I assist?
You can assist on that.
I can assist.
You can take the check if you want it.
If you have a better medicine check, you might want to go for it because I'm not sure how well what Mar has.
I've got
Mar
a
is a plus
12.
Mar is not even trained, so
Mar
Then
picks
I
up
think
scalpel.
Odessa is higher than me. You're good at all the checks.
yeah, like
Operatives.
I don't think I can even roll because I'm not trained.
That is a 32 on a nat 20.
Yep. You easily take the scalpel from Mar's hand. And
Mar's just like, oh, thank God.
No.
Oh, thank you. It's been 5 years. I sometimes forget that.
Teamwork? Yeah.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
Doing stuff on your own a little too long.
I've been on a lot of teams, and not all of them have been anywhere near useful.
But Odessa, you're able to take the scalpel and you know where it is. You or Brian probably helped with some maintenance and removing of data at points. So you know exactly where to cut. And it's a little messy, but you're able to cut out the portion and pull out this small little box. And everything is stored, and it's probably about the size of like your pinky nail. Yeah, it is so small, but this thing holds so much data.
Well, who's got the ship?
Decided. Ryan.
We should watch this on the ship, shouldn't we?
I think that would be best.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only place we can be sure that it's not bugged or surveilled.
Oh, I'm sure Brian would have made sure of that, yes. Do we bring the guy?
The unconscious one?
Yeah.
I was just gonna let him bleed out.
We do need to interrogate them.
We do.
They may
And
have information.
now that I can do. I cannot do surgery on a grape, but
I can and have.
I think we should bring him on board.
We
Talk
can
to
be
him.
sure
I spent some time over the last 5 years sharpening my tongue, so to speak. I have a high intimidate.
Yep.
Sorry, I
There
was just hearing Brian say, "Wow, that must have hurt," but
Well, so you go back to the bar and pick up Brian in the unconscious body. Is there anything else you want to do while you're at the bar before you leave?
Search the bodies, please.
Search the bodies. All right. Each one of them has a pulse gauntlet. And they also have an assault rifle. They also have a couple of frag grenades and incendiary grenades. And they all have this strange, like, wrist-mounted computer.
I would like one of each, please.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm just gonna take everything. Just give me everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just like load it up in my duffel bag that I still have because I just came off another mission.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna load it all in my duffel bag, and if I could, if you have that written down anywhere, I would love a list. But otherwise, just everything. I'll take everything.
Yep. So I believe Brian already picked up one of the pulse gauntlets, so there'll be 2 pulse gauntlets, 3 assault rifles. In total, 4 frag grenades level 2, 4 incendiary grenades level 2, and 3 of these strange wrist-mounted computers.
Okay, 2 pulse gauntlets, 3 assault rifles, 4 frag grenades, level 2.
Yep, 4 incendiary grenades level 2, and 3 of the strange wrist-mounted computers.
All right.
Real quick, what kind of a pulse gauntlet? Is it the Thunderstrike?
Thunderstrike.
Gotcha.
So if you want to arm yourself up with some of these things, feel free.
Yes. I put a list of all of that into our chat, so we have that.
And then, can I find a communicator on any of these guys?
You believe it's probably integrated into the strange, like, think of it kind of like, for like a modern analog, it kind of just looks like an Apple Watch with like a little bit more bells and whistles.
No, I'm picturing the Spy Kids watch that they get in
Yeah.
Mysterious Island.
Oh,
The
that
only
also
thing
works.
it can't do is tell time.
Yeah.
I'm picturing one that like flips open and you type on it.
Check that.
All right.
Mm.
Okay.
And so Brian is like, I don't know why. I the whole time I imagine Brian just sitting there poking the unconscious one with like a stick.
Like just to make sure they don't wake up.
Yeah.
I did have a question. When I did my detect magic, I thought I had detected more than one thing, but we only ever looked into the
Yes, we could get a little bit distracted. There is behind the bar is a another item. And let's see.
I'll just kind of perk up. Oh, I
another item.
forgot something that I noticed earlier. And I will quickly walk, or I guess fly to the other side of the bar.
Wing buddies.
Where did I have this under? Magic. There we go. And it is, you pull out from another thing a sort of a very plain looking amulet. And does detect magic tell you the school?
I forget, in Starfinder it tells me each round I concentrate, so it tells me things that are in the area, and then each round that I concentrate, you can determine if it's from a spell, magic item, or other effect, and the caster level of the effect.
Okay. Well, if it tells you the level of an item, this is like a level 3 item, and I'll tell you that there's illusion magic with this.
I found this as well. It may be interesting. It has something to do with illusion magic, but I am not quite sure at this time what it might be. Somebody
One way
can
to
put
find
it
out.
on and test it, or we can safely find out later.
Oh, but where's the fun in that?
I will hold it out to Mar. Be my guest.
Or we'll look at it, look at you, and then take it and sling it over her neck.
And as you do this, and it sort of like rests, you watch as all of your clothes shift to just very nondescript. You just look like another person in the crowd. And this is an amulet of camouflage.
Oh, that is quite useful.
That is nice. I'll take it off again and hand it back to you.
I will drop the exact item in our chat as well.
I think it is a bit too late to camouflage right now, but
I would agree.
It will be useful for later.
Yes. Somebody can make use of it. I do not think that myself or Brian can hide in a crowd so easily, but somebody here can make use of it, I'm sure.
I also likely cannot.
It's because of your glowing personality.
Obviously.
Or my glowing wings, but yeah.
So, if there is nothing else that you want to do in the bar, Brian will start to lead you towards the ship. And as you go, another round of perception checks.
On my way out, I just grab the most expensive top shelf fucking booze that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And just,
19.
Yeah.
14.
32. I finally rolled above 10.
Well,
that is a 14 with a nat 1.
14 on Mar. What did you get again?
19.
19. So Mar, you see them, but Layla sees them from like 4 blocks over. That it appears to be more of these strange figures. They're set up around where the hangar is. There are a couple of them on the roofs, and then just sort of a couple in the streets. I'd say 6 in total.
As soon as I see them, I think everyone feels, since we're still connected mentally, everyone feels their mind kind of tugged in those directions.
Do we fight or do we run?
Well, if we ran, the ship we would use to run is on the other side of them.
We fight.
But I know we have used many resources in our previous combats. I have, at least. I am not used to adventuring as much as I was years ago, so I've exhausted much of my energy for today, but I could still fight if needed.
Or you could try to sneak your way through. Because they're all sort of like hanging out on this very like the main route into the hangar.
Find that back alley.
Hold on. Is there a flight route that we could take to circumvent that?
Not really, because they're sort of like your ship is in this hangar.
Hmm.
They seem to know it as well, and they're keeping an eye on that. Like, think of it like a giant spaceship parking garage.
Okay.
And they are kind of just outside. A couple of them are on roofs. A couple of them are just sort of like milling around on corners and stuff, like keeping an eye out.
Right.
Can I try and hack into the little mysterious computer wristwatch that they had and just like find the comms?
Yeah, give me an hacking roll. What is
Computers or
computers? Yeah, computers. That's a good one.
gotcha. That is a 28.
That's 28. Yeah. I will say with a little bit of that, you can sync the communicator that's in this sort of like up with your own like personal headset, and you kind of just hear, people, these soldiers being like, report in. No sight of him yet. And then you hear another voice being like, okay, just keep looking. They're bound to come back by here soon. They're gonna need their ship.
Can I mute that and then through my own communicator just play like the closest approximation to like a dot matrix printer noise, just as loud as I can?
Sure. Give me one more computer roll.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
That is a 17 on the dice plus 13,
Jesus.
so that is a flat
Mhm.
30.
And we'll also ask, like, so you're gonna play this noise. What do you hope to achieve with this?
I'm just trying to, if one thing, get them off of the comms or like try and like
Mhm.
sort of scramble their ability to talk to each other, if
Mhm.
not disorient them.
Yeah. So you do that for sure, and I gotta make some rolls to see how disoriented. And you hear cursing in so many languages, and you just hear, who the fuck is doing that? Get the fuck off the comms. Clear the space. And I didn't roll that great. The majority of them seem distracted. You sort of like watch as they're all like moving. They're trying to talk, and they can't really say much over whatever this is.
Do
With
we
that
go
mental
now?
link, you sort of. Oh.
Yeah, should we while they're confused, should we try to sneak around back and get into the ship?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Let's go. Gonna sneak a giant brain into the ship.
And an unconscious body. Yeah.
And an unconscious body. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, give me stealth rolls. And because of this distraction, I will give everyone advantage.
Thank God.
Mm.
Well, with the advantage, it went from a 1 to a 2, which
the
gives me
advantage,
a
it went
total of 11.
Mm-hmm.
Went from a 4 to a 5 plus 12. That's a 17.
It went from a 2 to a 7 for a total of 7.
Wow, I went from a 4 to a 19 for a total of 22 because I
Hey!
have
At least someone rolled well. Jesus.
And Brian went from an 11 to a 14 for a total of 14.
All right.
So I will say you get the majority of the way there, and then someone is able to like reboot the comms, and then suddenly you just over comms hear and say, there they are, get them. And then you
I have a
start-
distraction.
Distraction? What's the distraction?
Down one of the alleyways away from us. I would like to use ghost sound.
Mm-hmm.
I can generate as much noise as 20 normal humans, so I want the sounds of a bunch of people running and screaming down a street. It's a DC 17 will save to disbelieve,
Okay.
but it's a Hail Mary at this point.
I'll take it.
I will say you notice all but 2 of them like turn and look at what this is. And they are one of them is on top of a rooftop. The other one is like on the street, and they're both going to try and shoot at all of you.
Well, it at least reduced it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. There are 5 of you. So this one is going to be at Odessa. Would a where is my I don't suppose a 14 would hit you.
It meets my AC.
Oh, it meets okay.
Oh.
14 against the kinetic AC. So that is going to be 8 piercing damage as you do feel these bullets hit you. But do you just keep on going?
Yeah.
We're halfway there. And let's see. I'm gonna get. Let's see. What kind of roll? Let's do a an athletics roll from people to see how fast you're able to book it.
Oh boy. Oh my god, it's an 8.
It's another 14, but with another 1.
Yep. Also roll the 1.
Rolled a natural 20 for 21. I'm not athletic.
I rolled a 1 for a 0.
Oh,
Jesus. So yeah, you're. It's. Yeah, I'm gonna roll there.
I think I'd have better stamina, but no.
They somehow rolled worse. They both rolled natural ones.
Awesome.
So somehow you managed to keep outpacing them.
Jesus.
Mhm.
These poor,
You don't have to
these
be the
poor
best.
people.
You just have to be better than mediocre.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus.
There's a bit of chaos now because like the streets weren't completely clear, and now there's people in their way, and you are able to run. And honestly, you spot the ship despite the paint job is a little different than it used to be. But you.
Question.
Yeah.
Are either of these people that are actively looking at us within 30 feet?
No, they're actually much further back because they rolled so horrid.
Rip.
Because they were going to start at about 100 feet away from you, and this was to see how
Yeah.
close they got to you.
God,
They
amazing.
managed to maybe make it like 20 feet. They're like 80 feet away
Oh.
from you as you
Poor
enter this.
These poor people.
Mm-hmm. But you do manage to find this ship that you all I don't know. Did you ever decide what the ship is named? I feel like you
Yeah.
did.
Did we agree on Theophicus?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I trust y'all because I was dying of COVID.
You're good. You see this I always imagine it to be very classic space in all of those like sci-fi shows. That's how I would definitely see it. And you're able to do that, and you're able to run up Brian hits the button, opens the cargo bay doors. You're able to run up into there. They close, and then you all I feel like you all would instinctually run to your posts to make sure to get out of here.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not gonna make you roll or anything. Castle, and you're probably going to have some space tickets when you get back to Absalom Station with how fast you pulled out of there.
Not the spigots.
They're the worst.
I'll delete them from the record later. It's
Okay. Did Brian move the brig, or is it still in the same place?
Still in the same place. There's just like a disco ball hanging down now.
Why would they
Disco
put a
ball,
disco ball?
fuzzy carpets.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I don't
Oh my
think
God.
he
Is the bathroom is the
purpose
brig
of
bathroom
brig.
carpeted? Oh God. I don't need to torture them. They can just. All I have to do is let them use the carpeted bathroom. Jeez.
even the seat cover has like shag carpeting. It's just
And 1-ply toilet paper. Oh God.
it's the worst offense.
Worst offense. 1-ply space toilet paper.
My first order of it's like college toilet paper. My first order of business is to get our friend in the carpeted toilet brig.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're still unconscious because they were knocked out by psychic energy.
Oh, also, we should probably frisk them and make sure they don't have any like weapons and such or communicating devices. So I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah. You already when you took all the loot
Okay,
from
so
everybody in the bar.
okay.
This person is just wearing that jumpsuit essentially.
Where are we going?
Oh fuck.
Away from
Who's
here
flying
for
this
now.
thing?
Out.
I believe Brian was the pilot, so
Oh, no.
Brian is
That works,
at the helm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say whoever decoded the notebook, you do know that Matthias is on Triaxis, a nearby planet. It'll probably take you about 6 or 7 hours travel to get there, so you have a bit of time.
And I think we should make our way towards Traxxas to see if we can find Matthias, perhaps. But we should question the other soldier first and see what other information we can gain.
Mars
That
like
does
already
seem like a
perched
next
like right outside the brig.
Do
Just
we
like
know
whatever force
from the-
field is there.
Do we know from the notebook where Matthias or who he's working for?
It is a company called Helios Cybertech.
Do we know if they were related to the people we were trying to get him away from?
You're relatively unsure because, as far as you can tell, Helios Cybertech is a relatively new company.
Have Helios Cybertech put out any kind of like mercenary related requests for anything like equipment, intel, anything like that?
Why don't you give me a...
I have profession mercenary.
Yeah, I was about to say, give me a profession mercenary roll.
I can't roll today. 17.
17. I mean, it's not they're kind of like flooding the market with their technology for sure. I will say, yeah, you did a job for them at one point, like maybe a year ago. They paid pretty well. It was pretty basic stuff like we have a scientist that's kidnapped. Go save them.
Mar opens her mouth and Aubrey's voice comes out saying exactly that.
Yep.
And all the while she's just like sitting and like twiddling with like a fidget or something just outside the carpet brig.
I can check the med bay and see what I have available to awaken our guest.
Perfect.
I will make my way there, and I think once I walk into the med bay, stare in shock as Brian has alphabetized all of the supplies like individually, so they're no longer like all of the bandages aren't together, all of the medications are together. It's perfectly alphabetized, all mixed up from what you would normally want a medical bay to be. So it takes me a few moments to find exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, I will find. I'm sure we have some maybe smelling salts, some space smelling salts.
Space smelling salts. Smalts.
Small.
And I will bring those back and
Mhm.
help wake up this don't want to call him a hostage prisoner.
I mean, we did kind of kidnap him off of a space station,
I
but after he
believe
tried to kill us, so I think we're even.
I think the clinical term is fuckface.
Yeah, that does sound about right. I will ask while this is going on, what are Switch and Odessa doing?
I think Odessa is just scouring the ship for whatever things are not necessary for flight and just completely rewiring them to their own specifications. And
Rage organizing.
Yeah. And Switch, what are you up to?
Is there, I don't really know how like communications work in this. Like, is there a way to do like video calls, or is everything like take days?
No, you can do video calls pretty easily.
I'm gonna try to video call Matthias's wife.
Okay. So give me let's see. It's gonna be a roll because it has been a while. You'll have to kind of look up.
Culture.
Sure, why not? Give me a culture roll.
Ooh yeah. 28.
28. So as you do this, you would instantly at first go back to that first that old contact. You dig it up from 5 years ago. Number not in service. You take her name and you start like doing space yellow pages, going like, is this them? Is this them? Is this them? No, they also seem to have dropped off the face of the earth.
Interesting. Okay.
And so we have Mar, you have a slightly awakened prisoner. And give me like, now that you're seeing this person and have some time to study what they look like, give me a perception check. Wait, culture.
Neither of those are very good.
She can't even say it.
5. Yeah,
This motive would have been better, but 5.
This just appears to be a human.
Dude.
Just some dude.
Just some dude, yeah. Yep, there it is. Morning.
They immediately start speaking in. You don't speak Aslanti, do you?
According to my character sheet, I don't speak anything, but
that
was like the one thing I forgot.
But yes, they I'll say you at least recognize Aslanti. I mean, you don't speak it because you've been yelled at enough in that language.
Would I speak it? Decimar's part of the Aslanti Empire, even though they're mostly ignored.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you would have. Yeah. You also remember your job was to get a scientist away from the Aslant Empire. And now this person is speaking Aslanti. And you hear, Layla, that this person is they're saying the same thing over and over and over, and it's essentially just like this is my name, this is my like number, you will not get any information out of me. Repeat, 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 repeat.
For as talkative as he is, he does not seem willing to give much actual information.
No, I expect not. Although, maybe he'd be kind enough to remind us of this, perhaps in Space Common. Does he seem to understand what I'm saying?
Yes, he does.
It'll be a lot easier to address you by your name, title, rank, whatever, if you just tell me what it is. I prefer not to have my colleague here have to middleman for us the entire time. I promise I'm good conversation.
You can call me Ophir.
Ophir, it's nice to meet you. I'm Mar.
We know who you are. We know who all of you are.
Yes, do you want to expound on that a little?
They just stay silent.
Look, Ophir, it's been a long week. It's been a long month. It's been a long several years. How's the carpet?
Horrid.
I'm sure we can upgrade you to a slightly less a circus puked on the floor kind of deal, and maybe even a bed or a cot. We just want to know who, why, what. You know the drill.
And then they start repeating their name, their number.
Or we could just throw you out the airlock.
If you want to intimidate, roll that intimidation.
Please roll it. Please don't roll like shit. Please don't roll like shit. I rolled like shit. 18.
18. She's like, no, I don't think you will. You need my information too much.
Is the airlock still down the hall? Off to the left?
I think I saw it when I went to the med bay. We do need your information, but if you're not willing to give it, then that is the same as you not having the information.
I give you the information, I am dead.
No.
You don't give us the information, you're dead. You give us the information, you get to sleep somewhere tonight. We don't do cold-blooded.
His head. You're not the ones who will kill me. Yes, Odessa?
With the temple, or with the mental link still going, over the intercom, Odessa just says, if you don't give us the information, you won't die. You'll just never have existed. And then just like on a screen on the other side of the bathroom, just like on the wall, I would just like to pull up like every information about him that I can find.
Give me computers.
Yep. We can help you disappear.
More importantly, with what you know.
29.
29. So Odessa, you will find out that this person is labeled as legally dead. All reports you pull up on this person say a year ago they died in action.
If I can, I would like to start manufacturing just like notice after notice of like this person has committed tax fraud, this person has committed like an egregious amount of murders, just like piling as many
This
sort
person's committed super murder.
Space murder.
embezzlement, just
Murder.
tacking as many things on as I can, and then just essentially switching on to the public that he's not dead.
Mhm. Why don't you give me the intimidation?
Okay. That is a 7 plus. Where is it? That is a 19.
A 19, and there's a bit of worry that passes their face, and it's just like you don't understand. If I tell you anything, they will kill me. They will hunt me down. It doesn't matter where I hide. I am dead.
Well, luckily for you, it seems enemy of enemy, blah, 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 all that crap. From what it sounds like, we don't really like them either. So you tell us, we take care of them, we all walk away happy. You don't tell us, you float away out the airlock.
One more persuasion check.
Can
This one
I
is
Diplomacy?
assist?
Diplomacy?
Yeah. Diplomacy.
Alright.
Yeah, I will allow Layla to assist.
So what I
Beautiful.
do is I will reach out and touch his leg, and my eyes glow for a second, my wings flutter a little, and I will mind link with him, and I'm going to just pour into his mind. A couple missions before our last one, I think we were in a similar situation to where we kind of brought somebody in, got information from them, and then helped them disappear. And I just kind of want to just pour that into his mind, a situation where we have done this before. This is the kind of group that we are.
Is that advantage or a bonus on the roll?
I'll give you advantage.
Alright.
I never remember if it's just like a
Oh,
bonus or
thank God.
but I'm good with advantage.
It's a 19 for a total of 32.
32. Let's just say all I know is a year ago I should have died.
Oh, yeah, we gathered that.
Yeah, no, like literally, I was. They pull like their jumpsuit slightly, and where their heart should be is just a giant bullet hole scar. They're like, I should be dead.
Oh, yeah.
I woke up in a strange facility. I was told that if I did these missions, eventually I would be allowed to return home.
Where's home?
The Aslan home planet.
And you believe them.
What was I supposed to do? Say no?
Odessa?
I'd been given a second chance.
Yeah.
That information that you have on our friend Ophir here, did it mention if there was a body recovered?
Did it?
Yes. It was a body was returned to his family.
Was it? So, are these people body snatchers, or did they leave a fake body?
Ophir will shrug. He does not know. He has not seen his family or anything. He has been told, does these missions. Eventually, he can return home. That they will.
So is that the information you are hiding from us? Because that is not the information we were hoping you had.
I don't know much. I get all of my jobs through encoded correspondence on the device. Tell me where to go, who my targets are.
And who makes these calls?
I've never seen their face, just heard
Do you
their
have
voice.
any information? Location, anything?
Where I woke up was on Triaxis.
Oh, convenient. Do these people go by? Do you have a name, a nickname, a title even of whoever heads up this entire thing?
I just know them as Control.
How often do you get new jobs?
All the time, almost instantly, after the last one is finished.
How do you report back that one is finished?
Through the device.
Is there verification, or do they take your word for it?
There's verification.
Hmm.
Usually I have to scan the target's body.
And all 5 of us are on your list.
Yes. I was doing mental math there. That's why it took a second. I was like, there are 5 of you. Yes, there
Yeah.
are 5 of you. Cool. Yes, that's the answer he's going to give.
I
Will
mean,
they assume you are dead if you do not report back?
Yes. But if
Oh, shame.
I appear on cameras anywhere, they will come after me. I've seen it done to other agents before.
Maybe we should give him. Maybe we should give him the amulet. Makeover. Look, at least on our ship, you are safe. I'm sure Brian has made more pleasant alterations than the carpet. Stay on the ship while we go to Triaxis. We'll figure this out. And if our assumptions are correct, by the time we're done, you won't have anything to worry about either.
Just nod. Just be like, no matter what happens, probably a dead man.
Exactly. Look on the bright side. Does he seem legit, sincere?
Give me an insight. Motive. Sense
Oh,
motive.
that's good. 28.
28. Yeah, seems completely sincere. Kind of no really reason really to lie.
Odessa,
yo,
would you be kind enough to program, just for safety, if we don't, if you don't hit a reset counter every however often, 24, 48 hours, it will flip that information. That way we don't have to keep him in the carpet brig, and he can roam the ship.
sure.
Just a precaution, you understand.
Also, what kind of obviously, we had a hit on us. What other kind of missions have you been set out to do?
Retrieve technology. A lot of just take out targets.
Wonder if one of them was I'll hold up a picture of Oleander. Was this one of your targets?
Yes, it was our target for our squad.
Yep. Why? You know?
It's what the job said.
Real quick, is anyone a little bit curious about what our friend Ophir's job or next job might be? Because
Oh, extremely.
I
But
mean, a
we're
scanner can
going.
be easily faked. I could
That
report
is
us all
Yeah.
dead. See where they're heading next.
Can you fake scans of all of our dead bodies?
Easily.
I I don't know how I'm going to appear in the system. So
Embario? What the fuck have you been up to?
Okay, look, pull me up. Let's see what comes up.
If you would prefer, if you think there may be less glitches in it, we can always kill you and bring you back.
Wait, why don't we just kill one of us and bring ourselves back? Because that way we get more information. How do I appear in the system anyway?
I mean, I can check if we
Right.
want.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm curious.
Well, Embario, how would you think you would appear in this system?
Missing or dead?
Yeah. You definitely pull that up and it says
Missing, presumed dead or something.
Missing, presumed dead.
Yeah,
That's a theme.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So maybe not only can this person have killed me, but also managed to find me when no one else could. He gets to be the hero.
The hero until we appear on Triaxis.
Yes, but it might open him up to better missions.
True. It would be interesting to see who's next of importance after us.
Right.
Also might give us a little bit of cover going into Traxxas if they think we're dead.
That is
Buy
quite
us
true.
A little bit of time.
Do you need us to like lay on the ground? I just power down.
Like I've already been shot today. I think or no, I've been punched today.
Would you like for me to dress everyone, prepare everyone as corpses, or can you do this simply on the computer?
I mean, I can just space Photoshop whatever we need.
Well, why don't you give me another computers roll to see how well you can decipher this device?
That is a 22.
22. You're working on it. It's gonna take you a while, because certain things are just like locked behind like passcodes and stuff, and so it requires biometrics from everybody. So it requires essentially like a scan of the dead body where it takes all the biometrics showing this person has no pulse. That is how they do that, and blood samples as well. One may be easier to
Dead
fake
blood.
than the other. Yeah.
This blood sure is dead.
Blood sure is dead. So it does that. Other things is there are there's messages from someone named Control. There is references to a deviation as well. Mm-hmm. And you're also relatively sure that this is the thing that controls the armor as well.
Gotcha. Then yeah, I will be working on that for a while, and then if I get frustrated at some point, I will like after we've moved our new friend from the bathroom to like an actual quarters.
Mm-hmm. Keep it extra.
I will, yeah. I will move to the bathroom myself and see that Brian has changed the faucet so that if you press hot water, it comes out with hot water. If you press cold water, just soap pours out. And so I will fix that.
Brian.
I think you should swap the knobs so like cold water comes out the hot water knob.
Mechanics isn't my strongest suit. I'm okay at it, but this is.
I can roll engineering.
Yeah, no. I take it back. Plus 13.
Yeah. So you're able to do
Feel free
that.
to have
And I'll ask, what else? Because you have about a 7-hour journey. What else would you like to do during this journey before you hit the planet?
I want to marvel at the fact that Brian like modified the food fabricator so that when you ask it to make like guacamole, it asks you, do you want cilantro or not? And y'all hear Ambariel through the comm just being like, I don't have the soap gene. I don't have the soap gene as she just like presses the button.
I need to brag.
I will spend the time de-alphabetizing the medical supplies and putting them back how they should be sorted, just in case there is an emergency. Because I'm guessing that as we at least flee this planet, there may be some injuries.
Yeah. And I will say that even if you don't rest, you get the effects of a long rest plus, healing up and anything. Because I know a lot of you did use a lot of that stuff. Yeah, you don't have to spend. It's low intensity activities. Along with like a couple hours of shut eye.
Yeah. Also,
How
I'm
did you
going
get
to
your-
use the climbing gym that that Brian installed because I have phase rods and I want to use them.
Yeah.
I want to go through like my client list and see if there's anybody on the planet we're going to that I might have a contact with, and kind of like poke for like general information on Helio.
Yeah. Give me a culture, not a profession roll.
Which role?
Profession.
Profession.
That's a sexy dice roll. I heard that. That's awesome.
They look heavy. That's a 6.
Oh, you have one client, but they won't return your calls.
Oh no!
Might have gone a little too much with that session.
Yeah, maybe went a little too far. Maybe they wanted a little too much that you could not give them.
It just, sometimes it opens things that they're not ready to see. They need to deal with that a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll check back in with that one.
Yeah,
You want to look through mine?
But you will all be hailed by Triaxis and sent into the planet and on its main. Where did my note go? Triaxis, the settlement of Zoe, which is its main like city on the planet. You settle down and you eventually will. Well, yeah, maybe eventually. But you all come in. My brain lost for words. But you all come in. You all dock, and that is probably a good place for us to take a break. Drink some water, grab a snack, take your meds if you need it. I have a cat that's staring right at me, and I don't know what he wants, so I'm just gonna
Give
pet him.
him love.
I am. I have been the whole time.
I know. I've heard him like.
Yeah. But yes, we'll be back in 10, 15 minutes or so. And we'll see everybody then and figure out what's going to happen on Traxxas. Hello, everybody. We are back from break. I hope you are all hydrated and have snacks for the second half of tonight's episode. So you have all just landed on the city of Zoe in Triaxis. What is your plan now?
We were supposed to have a plan.
Failed step one.
Oh shit. I'd like to ask Ophir if there is a meeting point designated on Triaxis at all.
No, there is not. I pretty much went from job to job.
Should we send the fake info and wait for a response before getting off?
Sounds good to me. I mean, at least there'll be some sort of lead.
Yeah. To do this is going to be a very hard computers roll. I will call it at a 29.
Okie dokie.
I'll let you know beforehand.
Can I get someone to assist me with this, for one?
Yeah. Whoever else is trained in computers can assist you.
Is Brian trained in computers?
I believe Brian is trained in computers. Brian can assist.
There we go.
Thank God. Thank God.
And just to give everyone a heads up, I have a plus 13 to computers. So I just need a 16 or higher. And that is a 12 and a 17.
Nice.
So
30.
It's a
30.
dirty 30.
You do that. You manage to make these scans look like they're of dead bodies, and then everybody gives a little bit of their blood for this, and takes like 10 minutes or so. You get a message back on the communicator just congratulating them from a job well done, and to await their next, or to go to Octurne and await their next orders. And Octurne is another world in the pack system.
Gotcha.
Well, okay then.
A lead to look into later.
In the meantime, what's the state of our spaceport, if you will?
You've managed to get yourself a spot.
Okay.
Pay the standard docking fees and things like that.
Are there creepy neon people anywhere?
Give me a perception check.
I'm finally freaking you. Are you happy now? 22.
You don't see anybody.
Because I rolled a 19 because that's what they wanted.
You don't see anybody.
Okay.
So what is our plan once we find Matthias? Are we going to kill him? Save him? Talk to him?
Let's find out when we get there.
Yeah, first I think figure out if he's being held against his will.
Or if he's just a dirty, stinking
rat.
You
timing. Yep.
And I mean, Death doesn't seem to agree with him, so even if we tried.
Right? Dead ones. Do we just walk up to Helios and see if we can make an appointment?
I mean,
that may not work now that we are dead.
I mean, I don't know if we'll show up in the system as dead. It's just their directory that I imagine will be changed, and I probably have an in from my last job with them.
Yeah, if you've worked for them before.
Nothing big, but I've done enough with them that they have me in the system as probably a semi-reputable person.
And that you were already probably dead. So
Yeah, I haven't been going by Ambariel the last little. I've been going by Mar, and Mar only,
Like share.
which is which is probably why the system thinks I'm dead.
And I mean, hey, we already got the information, so.
Why doesn't my family know? Anyway,
I mean, you could have let us know, but you know, it's fine.
Could have responded to any of our comms. But,
I didn't. It was complicated.
Isn't it always?
That is true.
God can justify me. God knows.
We haven't taken time to really catch up since meeting in the bar. We were attacked almost immediately. Have
Yeah,
been
what
on
have
the
you all been
run.
doing?
some freelance here and there.
Same.
A lot of people have too many credits, so. Drug.
So much money.
I'm engaged now.
Shit.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
To whom?
An officer in our defense force. I've been working with the defense force a bit with the skills that I learned traveling with you all. There are some issues at home that we need to prepare for. So I've been working with them and met her through my work there.
We better get invited to the wedding.
Well, I
You
guess
will only make a small scene.
Well,
I'll
we
make a
make no
bigger one
promises
if
to
I'm not
Brian.
invited.
Make
I
no
would
promises
expect
to Brian.
quite a scene, but that is all dependent on whether or not we were all really corpses at the end of this mission.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm sure we've gotten out of tougher spots than this.
Did anyone else want to do any research about Helios?
We probably should research them a little more. And do we want disguises?
I probably shouldn't.
How? Okay, are we going from an angle of, hey, we're here for a job, or are we going from the angle of, oh look, distraction, and then we all rush in and just sneak about?
We don't even know where Matthias is if he's in there. Right? So do we know even where we're going?
Ask after him.
Mm-hmm.
And I could always be a conveniently employed messenger.
Mm-hmm.
They already know that I freelance.
They also did they put a hit out on you or knew you?
That's a good question. Is it for Ambariel or Mar?
It was for Mar.
Okay.
So they might not be happy to see you walk in.
Yeah, maybe not. Good point. Yeah, yep,
Mhm.
uh-huh.
Does the nanotech that like Ophir and the others suits have, does it give off any sort of like traceable energy signature or anything like that?
Give me like a science roll. Let's see. Let's do a not life science. We'll do like a engineering or computers, whichever one is better.
Yeah. Computers is 13, engineering is also 13. So
Okay, whichever one you want.
Computers is my bread and butter. That is a 25.
25. It doesn't give off a unique signature. It kind of gives off the same kind of energy a lot of other nanotech does. I will say though, it's really weird. Like when you start like looking into the exact signature of the nanotech, it feels a little cliche to say it's unlike anything you've seen before, but something about this code just feels weird. like this isn't like normal. It almost feels like it's coded in an ancient language.
Java.
Y'all. She got away from me. Never mind. Sorry. Can I look into if Helio Cybertech, like how much they specialize in nanotech?
If you give me I'll say you can just take the time on this and learn about, and it's like they do cybernetic augmentation and nanotech. You see talk about the nano shroud, the same thing that Matthias was working on years ago as a project for the future. And this apparently is this like device is like one of their more recent inventions. It itself controls a suit of nanotech armor, which purports to be very powerful, keeping soldiers safe. And a couple other things. They've actually figured out ways to make like cybernetic limbs out of nanotech so that they could easily be changed or modified, you know, with just a few lines of code.
Then is there any way to find a sort of like layout of the facility and see where that work would be centralized, or kind of a big ask, I feel like.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely a very difficult role.
Can I try and mock up whatever I've seen?
Sure.
It probably wouldn't be a whole lot, but
yeah, you've seen like some of the like you've seen like a lot of the common area, you know, like
the great reception area.
The reception area is so good. Those are some beautiful fountains, some beautiful.
The bathrooms are tiled, not carpeted.
Yep.
A+.
A+. And you've seen like some of the areas where they do staging, and you know, essentially it's on very low floors where you went and got your jobs from some of the people there.
Part of me wants to see if like there's any head scientists that have like Fitbits or anything so that I can look into the like places that they've walked, see if there's anything that doesn't actually exist in the facility.
I'd say something like that probably involves you getting a little bit closer.
Yeah. Something to tap into once we actually get in the facility, maybe.
Do you think the wrist computers might have any data if they've been to Helios? Wondering if there might be any data there. Use these Apple Watches.
See if they have like a ET go home sort of just
maybe. Yeah.
So for something like that, give me a you're trying to see if I'm more just trying to figure out exactly what you're trying to do with this.
I think, or just try to find like if the nanotech like has any sort of like recall button that would send it back. Like I don't know how, because I'm picturing like a nano swarm sort of that adheres to the body, but I'm not quite sure how accurate that actually is.
I like send it back to Helios or send it back to
Helios.
To Helios. You don't. You do find that there's like a self-destruction forum on the watch. Whereas if this technology is ever considered compromised, the mercenary is supposed to do that, which will destroy the nanotech and the watch.
Can I get an idea of just on an? Sorry if this is taking so long, but
You're good.
can I get an idea of when it says self-destruct? Is that just like a explosion, or
no? It is not.
Okay.
It sends like essentially a minor computer virus through the nanotech, essentially destroying their code, and then it renders the watch unusable, essentially fries the systems with a virus.
Gotcha. Well, that'll be
So
good to
warm
know
than
next time. We,
EMP-ish kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of.
that'll be good to know next time we fight someone.
Yeah,
Just
right.
turn off their armor. But
Hey Siri, turn off my armor.
We could utilize Brian's explosives for a distraction that has been successful in the past. It makes getting away a little trickier, but the entrance has always been smooth.
I have a really bad idea.
Let's hear it.
Walk in and see how they react.
I mean, it can't hurt.
I mean, it
could.
But yeah, we could walk in and see how they react.
We also don't know like at what level people sent out
Exactly.
the hit on us. There, we could possibly get a ways in before.
Yeah, like we can just keep like pushing the boundary until we find that line.
I'm
And
always
maybe
for
we get
talking
all the way
around
up.
places.
Like I can definitely talk us in.
It seems quite dangerous, but as good of a plan as any others that we have.
I don't think any of these qualify as a plan yet.
Yeah, no, not really. This is more of a let's see at what point the plan comes together.
We still
I
haven't
think
quite got to the find out part. We're just
Right.
at the fuck around.
Yeah, exactly.
Step 1, fuck around. Step 2, find out.
It's
three
as much of a
marks.
plan as we've ever created.
That is fair.
So sad.
where?
Why aren't we a team anymore?
God, I almost said, "Where's Oleander when you need him?"
Because the last time we were a team, people died.
Yeah. Yep.
Or perhaps not.
Didn't die. Whatever. There was an explosion.
Perhaps we are more successful than we think we are.
It blew up.
All right. Well, let's go see if we can die some more.
Yeah, let's well, we're gonna walk into Helios.
Walk into the front door.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as you approach, Helios is this massive building. Like it could quite possibly be college campus sized. You know, there's the massive main building leading off to 2 to 3 other smaller buildings. And you can sort of just see the veritable number, like army of people that have to work at this thing to keep it going on a daily basis. And as you walk in, you see this sort of like massive like reception area with all of this really beautiful landscaping, and these really kind of cool little statues made out of this nanotechnology. And things that they talk about is that the nanotechnology is more stable than others, that through their code and everything, they can keep it together in almost a like form that you can touch, use it for a lot of uses. Essentially, that's what they talk about. And you see the reception desk, and above the reception desk pops the head of this Yaksoi, this little rat person. And they look up at you and just being like, "Welcome to Helios. What can we do for you today?"
Hi there. We are here about a job that we were supposed to take for what's his name?
Matthias?
Matthias
Solari. And he just goes, Matthias doesn't usually give out jobs.
No, we were told it was a bit of a sensitive. Anyway, look, can't say too much. Would you be able to point us toward the office?
He jumps down. You can just hear typing the keyboard, and he just looks up at you and just being like, I mean, Matthias is like booked solid for like the next season. Do you have time to come back in the next
Or it's 3 o'clock today.
Give me a persuasion check.
I'm just looking at it's 2:55. Let's go. Okay. All right, let's see. Diplomacy of 29.
29. And he looks down at it and looks up at you and then just looks down at it, looks up at you.
Oh god,
I
did
think-
he have us in his tea time? Look, you know how much he hates when people are late. We gotta go.
It just goes, it says the Skittermander 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I pointed at us and Brian.
So it's like the Skittermander part like a joke?
It's an inside joke.
We put
Anyway.
a number of names in a hat, and that's the one we drew out. We're not very good with naming things.
Yeah.
Okay, you might want to definitely change that because it's really confusing.
That's fine. It's fine. Just
I was very much
points in his
wondering
direction.
why we had Skittermanders arriving. They just cause problems.
Yeah, I don't. Hey. Well, trust me, we are here to remove his problems, not cause them.
Okay, I gotta get you to sign in here, and he puts these like pads up. You gotta scan your thing, and that gives you. It's gonna give you the like they give you the ID card and everything to get to the elevator. So
Oh,
got everyone's
Rebecca,
handprints.
did you have our you had our badges, right? Oh, Dressa, please.
No, this is gonna sound for everybody.
Yeah, I'll start handing out the badges that I pre-printed. And then is this a tablet that we're signing in on?
It essentially is what you do is it takes your like biometrics and then prints you a unique ID badge.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can't just like take your badge, give it to somebody else. Your badge is a unique signature, which you can use to access the elevators and such.
Does it connect into the central system that like registers all of us?
It would connect into Helios's system. So this is really the point where you figure out if you're in Helios's system or not.
I will remind everyone through our mental link that if there are Skittermanders coming at 3, then we really should hurry. It's now or never.
Let's go.
Do I get the
and
pretty green
also,
light?
if possible, could I use this tablet like while I'm like trying to scan? Be like, oh, sorry, wrong hand, and just like as I'm like switching over, like I would like to essentially see if I can tap into the cameras in this room and just replace the footage of right now with a loop of like 5 minutes before we walked in.
Sure. Give me a computer's roll while you do that.
That is a 19.
19. So you try and you immediately come up against like firewalls that would take a lot of time to get through. Maybe once you like have some time to sit down for like 10-20 minutes, you might be able to get through these firewalls and replace the footage. But for now it's not a simple thing.
Gotcha. Something for later.
So you all touch and register your biometrics to get your badge.
I'm gonna keep an eye on little Ratman, just to see if his expression changes or if anything pops up on his screen after my handprint goes in.
Yeah. It just looks up at you and just being like, oh, you've done work for us before. Did you lose your badge last time?
Yeah.
No, it's okay. We'll just print you another one. Tap, tap,
Thanks.
tap, 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 tap.
I kind of love him. I might die for him. Oh my god.
I mean, please don't, but
Whatever happens, it was not this man's fault.
His little badge says Basil.
Oh, Basil, that's right. You were hang on. Latte double extra foam?
Yeah, how'd you remember?
I'm a people person.
Yes, it's the little things. And as you do, you all get badges and he puts them up there, and it's got it's got it's like it tells you which one is for each person. And it just goes, yeah, you just take that elevator back there, you scan your thing, hit the penthouse button, and it's gonna be like a 3-minute ride, but it'll take you there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye, Basil.
Bye.
Wait, I love him. I want to adopt him. I think my cat downstairs is biting my roommate. I can just hear just like, ow, ow, Pippin, no.
Mhm. So you all
To the penthouse.
Okay.
yes, you all head to the you all get in the elevator, you scan your thing, head up to the penthouse. You have about 3 minutes before you're in the penthouse to figure out what your next step in the plan is.
Mentally, I'll say we should assume that we are being watched and listened to. So this
Also
may be
didn't
the
expect
safest
that to
way to
work
speak.
quite so smoothly.
Matthias is
now.
in the penthouse. That seems like he's doing well for a
All
dead
for
person.
himself. Yeah.
Not thrilled about that.
So we should expect security up there. So,
Grab Matthias and shoot our way out.
well, let's see if we can talk to him. But then yes.
Yeah.
If he is working here of his own free will, do we still grab him?
I think we find out why.
Then push him off of the penthouse.
Yeah, I mean, I
Problem
could
solved.
drop him from very high up.
Explosion take 2.
I think my strength score allows for me to manhandle someone off a building.
Brian just lifts 2 grenades into frame.
Yes, Brian, good.
Yeah, so let's start by talking and go from there and see if we can figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Mar hums the Jeopardy theme as the elevator climbs.
Yeah, it does. And this is like this penthouse is like 70 floors up, at least. Very, very high up in this building. And you open into honestly, this thing is probably more lavish than any of you. Well, Switch has actually probably been in some places that are about as lavish as this. But, he probably has more in his living room combined, like value-wise, that you've probably seen most of your lives.
This is kind of like I feel like I'm going into debt just by looking at this kind of deal.
Yes.
That's how I feel about the mall nearby.
The Space Mall.
It's a swanky mall.
I don't know
Sky
a
Mall, but bigger.
ton about technology, but does it seem like he could use this elevator to leave when he wanted, or does it seem like it's like there are security measures to where he couldn't?
Like he scans his card and tries to hit ground floor, and it's like, no, fuck you.
Give me
Sense motive on the elevator.
I'm just like, that doesn't work, but it would have to be like an engineering or a computers check.
Okay, I have a +1 in both of those. Can I even pass the DC?
With a nat 20, definitely. Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
We're
hello,
all so good
Pippin.
tonight.
Let's see. I've only had one good roll tonight. I will take a picture of this and send it to you. It is a nat 20.
Hey.
There we go.
Yeah, you do notice. Well, you're not 100% sure, but definitely to get here requires like a badge And you all know your badges will probably deactivate like by the end of the day, kind of thing. It's a good possibility that he may or may not be able to leave this penthouse.
Okay. I'll relay that I'm very unsure.
Yeah. Off in the distance, probably from like another room, you hear like space classical music.
It's classical music.
It's Spock music.
Oh my God. Do we hear signs of life from one or more people?
You're guessing
Or
it's probably
C, for that matter.
the classical music. This is a very easy spot because they're not really hidden. There are cameras covering almost every single angle of this penthouse.
Well, that's not really a freedom thing.
Okay, question. Are security cameras in Helios, do they go to reception or somewhere else? Like some other security wing?
They would go to like a certain security wing.
Okay, so I can't wait to Basil. Matthias?
You just continue hearing the music off in the distance. It sounds
God.
you can hear it from where you are, so you're guessing it's rather loud.
Oh my God, this is gonna be a situation where like we walk into the room and the music crescendos and he's dead. I follow the music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as you do it, it's just there is you don't notice like in this is everything a person could quote unquote need. Like you pass a kitchen and it's fully stocked with everything.
I grab a granola bar.
You grab a granola bar.
Cage.
The bookshelves are stocked with like physical books. And there's just stuff everywhere. Yeah, it definitely feels like a bit of a gilded cage because the only way in and out is that elevator. Yeah.
There are windows.
Yes, there is that.
Plungers.
Or those gloves that Tom Cruise uses in that Mission Impossible movie.
But yeah, we follow the music.
You follow the music. You
prepare to see his inevitable demise.
Yeah, you follow it to a door that is closed, and it sounds like it's coming from right behind it.
I gently try the door, and like how like you're testing it to see if it's locked, but you don't do it too hard because you don't want them to hear that you're testing the handle.
It is not locked. And as you look in, are you trying to not be noticed or?
Yes.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
That's gonna go so well. Oh, good.
One.
I hit my head on the door frame.
Yeah, you do that, and you hear the clattering of stuff as this Kasatha turns around. You see the four arms, like one like reaches over and like grabs a like it's essentially a wrench from a table, and it just goes, "Stay back! My guards will have noticed that you are here."
I feel like they would have noticed that like about 2 minutes ago when we showed up, but we're not here to fight. Put it down.
You remember us, right?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
No. Yeah.
He reaches back to a computer behind him and just starts typing. He's still holding the wrench up.
Hands off, please. We're not
We
here
just
to
want
fight.
to talk.
Oh, you should not be here. You should not
You
be
should
here.
not be alive.
Oh, that's a story.
You want to share with the class?
I'm gonna cross the room and
No.
I'm gonna cross the room and just navigate his computer to the power off.
He sort of like moves away from you and is like finding himself in sort of like a corner of the room, still holding this up, like looking between all of you.
Does he look like he has any old like scars from when the balloon fell on him? Does it look like he was also revived, kind of like the dude on our ship, or never injured in the first place?
Give me a quick medicine check.
Mm, 10.
10. You do notice that one of his arms is now cybernetic. And you do notice that from what you can see, there are quite a few burns all over his body.
Ooh.
Could have been us that didn't quite finish the job.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
I'm working. I'm doing my life's work. What are you doing here? Was told that you wouldn't bother me anymore.
By whom? Because we thought you were dead.
Also, bother you? Didn't you hired us? We're bothering you.
And then you blew me up.
I didn't
was not
mean
our
to.
house.
That was not our intention.
You blew up. We did not blow you up. Is that clear?
You certainly didn't do a good job of saving me.
I mean, you're here. You're alive.
And now we're
I can
here
kind
to
of agree on that.
now we're here to finish the job. I mean, it's impressive follow through if you think about it.
Everybody give me a perception check.
Is there any reason this might be a sense motive?
No, but that will be a different check.
Okay.
This is just like noticing things.
Gotcha.
29.
16.
27.
27. And what did you get, Switch?
16.
16. So you all do notice certain things. You all notice that like on like a lab table there's sort of this box, and in it you see this nano swarm, and it's like kind of like pushing against the like the walls of the box. It almost looks a bit like a caged animal trying to get out. The other things you notice is the fact that in one of his hands he's holding like a small device with a button on it. He is holding down that button.
Oh, not another dead man switch. Jesus fuck.
It is not released it yet.
Another dead man switch. Is there any telepathy going in or out of his mind right now?
No.
Okay. I kind of like eye the hand for a second. Like, given what I know about this person and our history, how are his reflexes?
He is a scientist. He is not a warrior.
Okay.
You imagine that maybe if he hits you with this, this wrench would be rather ineffectual.
Oh, I'm not worried about the wrench. I'm worried about the button.
Again, if you're thinking about what you want to do, I could probably help possibly daze him for a moment.
Y'all can kind of like sense Mar kind of like edging at grabbing the button and like taking over holding it herself. So as not to worry about it, but also a hesitance because we don't want to antagonize him just yet. So it's kind of like a ready to do it, but not ready immediately.
And we like sort of follow like if his eyes are like flitting over it, like to anything anything else in the room, like
he's literally just staring right at you. I'll give you that for free. His eyes are directly on you. He's not really even paying attention to the thing that's on the table.
We noticed that you had quite the assortment of snacks in your kitchen. Why don't you invite us for tea?
Give me a persuasion check.
Right? Oh boy. Okay. 16.
16. Okay, we're dead anyways.
Well, we thought you were dead years ago, but sure.
You know, just, you know, sort of just shoulders, just, like kind of just drops the wrench.
Why are we
You-
dead?
They've noticed that you're here. They will have noticed you're here. They had to have noticed you're here.
We
I mean,
covered our
we
tracks
kind of
extremely
told
well.
them. We walked in the front door.
Yeah, Basil's pretty nice.
Oh, poor Basil.
Oh no, we go way back.
I certainly hope that they'll overlook him. He's just
Do you
doing
want
his job.
out? Like, do you want us to get you out?
What's the point?
Well, that's kind of a yes or no question. Like, do you or do you not? Because, like,
You really don't. Come. I'll make tea.
let me rephrase. Let's say, for the sake of a pure hypothetical, we could get you out, no consequences. Yes, no?
A hypothetical like that would not exist in this universe.
Don't care. Answer me anyway.
And do what? Leave all of this behind? Leave all my work behind?
Yes.
I'd rather have my life than my work.
If you get me out of here, they're just gonna keep chasing you.
They're going to keep chasing us anyway. We already have one person that we're protecting. We can make it two. They're on the ship.
They're just as dead as you are. And if you don't stop them, they're just gonna walk right past you.
Yeah, they can walk right past me. That's fine.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just saying we have protected people in the past. We can do it again. Look, this guy agreed to help us after we threatened to throw him out of an airlock. So I feel like we're not going to throw you out of an airlock. To be clear.
It's good to know. Yeah, he just like
The window is
walks
much
down.
closer.
Yes, it is. And he walks into the kitchen, just sort of like numbed, starts making tea.
Matthias, do you want to explain what exactly happened 5 years ago? Just briefly, why are you still alive?
And how?
5 years ago, I made a mistake. 5 years ago, I created the deviation.
Okay.
Can I
Tell us about it.
sense motive to see if he actually believes that he created it?
Sure.
As a 16 on the die plus 10, so that's a 26.
Oh, he did not create it. It's more of he awoke something.
That thought just sort of flicks between everyone's mind.
Does it count as creation if it was already there and you just flip the on switch?
Five years ago, I went to a world called Nowhere, an old mining colony. There was report of a machine unlike anybody had seen before. And he reaches over and flicks this sort of screen to life. You see this massive machine. It looks part ship, part human. And it looks dead. And he just watches it flips between several things, and we believe that they call themselves Well, at least this model called itself Legion. And
You really fucking
yeah, we believed at the time, probably foolishly, it was dead. We extracted many things from it, many minerals and metals and parts we'd never seen before. And it was scientific miracles. We could use these things that we got from here to fix so many things in the world, to create ships that could transcend faster than light, cross the galaxy in hours rather than days or years.
But
It flicks, and you see a swarm of nanites like you saw in the box. We extracted nanites from it, or at least code for nanites, and then it just, we tried to keep it contained, but it was like unlike anything we had seen before. It wanted to consume, to control, to destroy. It appeared to be whatever this whole thing's modus operandi was. It wanted to create,
still too greedily and too deep.
and that's when the Aslant learned about it. All of this technology would help them in their conquest, so they wanted it. And that's why I was kidnapped with my prototype. I had taken the nanoswarm and tried to distill it down into its base code. A part of it I could control. I was rather successful, at least when I had it in the program and in the capsule. It still was years away from any kind of trials, clinical trials, anything. It's so much more work. Without unchecked, it wants to spread. And something must have happened when the explosion happened. It must have ruptured the container.
So the nanos brought you back to life?
No. That I don't. They did something, but I woke up months later here in Helios. They had replaced my arm, and they had done what they could for all of the burns.
Are you saying that the explosion set all this in motion?
Quite possibly. I don't know. It's something ruptured the container, because when I found it among my possessions, it was scrap metal.
So they're free then?
I don't know. It looks. Odessa have something?
Oh, I was just gonna see. Can I tell if the elevator is still on this floor?
Give me a perception check.
Ding.
That is a 18.
18. You just sort of like lean over, and it's got like the thing above it. It tells you what floor it's on, and you see it. It's on the 5th floor, and the arrow pointing up.
Y'all can see Marlock's just a little bit sick.
I'm gonna, if it's okay, walk over and just try to sort of remove this floor as a destination. from like
Mhm.
the like actual wiring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can give me a computer check for that. On your all, it's just I don't fully know what this creature, this thing is capable of. All I know is that I cannot leave this floor, and I occasionally get transmissions from whatever's calling itself deviation now. What was the number?
28.
28.
Yeah.
You think you've bought yourself some time. It's not going to it's not going to like stop them. But you will have bought yourself a few minutes while they rewire and, fix it.
Look, you say that in your harvesting, you released this thing, you contained it, you released it again. Doesn't that make it your responsibility to keep this thing under wraps? And that's not going to happen if you stay here. This is on us. Come with us. We will figure out a way to get you out.
Give me a persuasion check. One more.
I can't roll today. 16.
16.
It's the second 3 I've rolled in a row.
It doesn't feel like he's hard to persuade. He's just like, you can try, but if we were all dead anyways.
Then what's the harm in trying?
Sort of waves a hand, like, yeah, whatever.
Fuck it.
Yeah. It's like, I'm dead no matter what I do, so fuck it.
When you woke up 5 years ago, was quiet there?
No, I was alone. The not really disembodied voices, but voices over the intercoms told me that would stay here, continue working on the project, get it ready for testing.
Testing on what?
People, probably.
Hmm.
But in it, I was able to create the armor that Helios uses and do some good for some people. Armor, and we've had some breakthroughs in cybernetics and use of nanotech for cybernetics.
Have you heard from Oleander at all?
Yes, she reached out to me about a month or two back. She tried to come here and see me, but they wouldn't let her up. But she managed to get a message to me, and she wanted to go find Quiet's body.
Do they have it here?
So that's what she thought might be, because she went back to where it all happened and couldn't find it. Couldn't find any trace of her.
Hmm.
Is there anything in this penthouse that may help us buy some time or fight our way out or find another means of escape?
Whatever's in my laboratory, but there's not a lot. It's not exactly combat focused.
Do you have anything that can enhance the strength of those of us that can fly? See if we can break the window and fly you out.
You could try. Odessa, the elevator's now up to the 50th floor.
Gotcha. And we're 70 floors up?
Yep.
Gotcha. If we want, I have something of a plan.
Spill.
Absolutely.
Okie doke. Kill the lights. Brian leaves one of his grenades next to that box in there with the angry nanites. I can create a duplicate of myself.
I can create a duplicate of myself.
Guess Odessa's is a pirate now. We break a hole in the window. Duplicate of myself is like, oh no, I guess we're jumping. It jumps, and then as soon as they're like out of the elevator, and then if they check and go look at the hole in the window, then we are either hiding or close enough to either push them or sneakily attack. I don't know. I've just slowly been thinking of ideas.
Best plan we've had all day.
The other option is we can. No, I like that actually.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Let's do it.
We could also wait for them to leave the elevator and then go into the elevator and leave the way we came in.
So they go to investigate the hole in the window and.
We take a nice 3-minute ride down.
Yeah, actually, maybe the
Perhaps.
elevator is not a great idea. I mean, if they're dead.
Well, it's either elevator or window. In
Window,
the
yeah.
end.
You need to make a choice soon. That elevator's climbing.
Okay.
And why do we
let's just start
fake
with.
everything if we're going out the window anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
Could you
Kill the
leave
lights.
clones behind to fight them? To make them think that we are fighting?
I mean, for one, they can only look like me, and they aren't exactly corporeal. More
Also,
of a light show.
there are 5 of us and 6 of us, and only 2 of us can fly.
Yeah.
And while I am strong, I don't think I can carry 3 people.
I am not strong. I don't know that I could carry anyone.
4 people.
Is this like just a straight up and down, like sort of skyscraper, or are there like a few floors down where there's like an outcropping or
terrace.
balcony?
It is a skyscraper, pretty straight up and down.
Gorgeous.
Elevator it is.
Yeah. So that is your plan, is try to sneak into the elevator.
I guess. Yeah.
Kill the lights, make a distraction,
Mhm.
wait for them to go check.
I will walk over to the light switch and just stab my little shock knife into it and just completely kill the lights.
Yep. Lights go out. Things stay online. Anybody who's still in the kitchen, which I guess is everyone but Odessa, give me a quick perception check.
Jesus fuck, 10.
26.
I can do math. 31.
Okay. So it would be Mar and Layla. You both notice it at the same time. Matthias reaches over to turn off the monitor, and it flashes for a second, and you see it's not really a face, but it's a mask. Is the best way to put it. Is you see like this cowl and this red mask with these glowing eyes, like it's another side of a video call for just one moment as it turns off.
What was that?
I think that was Cyberpunk Satan. Matthias, did you know about that?
Matthias completely fail this perception check. She just goes, "Know about what?"
The face on your monitor?
Looks over at the monitor.
It's not there now.
Which is like, I don't know. I didn't see any.
I'd like to describe it to him and see if it rings any bells.
If he could get pale, he would get pale.
Mm.
We were definitely being watched. That was deviation.
Oh, good.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Well, that does not change any of our immediate plans. That is
Nope.
simply a problem for after we survive this.
Future us.
So your plan is to lure them out and then sneak into the elevator, and
Or kill them, whatever it turns into.
yeah, whatever it turns into. Well,
How thick does this glass look?
We don't do plans.
it looks rather thick. You could probably use an explosive to like, but you like if you shoot it, it's probably not going to break. Because you're high up. You don't want to accidentally whoops.
Question.
Explosive
Yeah.
the moment the elevator opens. That should get their attention.
Question.
Mhm.
I obviously can't fully carry and fly a bunch of people.
Mhm.
What would falling look like if I were to basically grab who I can and go through the hole in the window? If and when there is a hole in the window, like would I be able to slow this descent?
You would, but you would still have a very, very high roll to not go splat.
Okay.
It would be a very high roll not to go splat.
Okay. Also open to like gliding into the tops of other buildings.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you. Cool.
Cool. Well, so you all at least get into positions because from the hearing his initial idea is going to be sneak out. If that goes wrong, we'll see what happens. So you all get into your positions as
Call
the
it like-
it ticks up to 70 and it pauses for a moment. The elevator's opened. It's a spacious elevator. It's probably 8 or 9 of these just armored soldiers. They file in, and you just kind of hear one in that distorted voice is Distortion says no one makes it out alive. And I believe that is a pretty good place to end it for tonight.
I think the appropriate retort is, I agree.
Mm-hmm. That is a very good retort. So, yes, this has been episode 2 of Dead Man Switch. I am very excited for what has happened so far and what is going to come next. So, I will we'll do a quick goodbye and yeah, we'll see everybody next week. As always, I have been Aubrey. I have been your GM. You can usually find me on the internet at Mad Queen Cosplay. I am the GM of Goblets and Gayas. We play some Pathfinder 2E. It's a lot of fun. You can also find me over on Bring Your Own Mech as playing Sawyer, our runaway princess. And I just started as a content producer at Queen's Court Gaming this week, and I'm very, very excited for what I have planned for all of that stuff. I've been doing a lot of work with them since about April, and it's been a lot of fun, and I have so many fun things planned for the future. And we're gonna go around the table. Everyone's gonna tell you a little bit about them. And next we have Anna.
I'm not used to going first for the show. Hey, I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun. As far as where to find me next, tomorrow night you can find me over on Dexara19's channel for Dragon Riders of Aome, our quest actual play following a bunch of young Dragon Rider trainees and their dragons. as we make our first journey down to the Forbidden Surface. It's equal parts wholesome and action, and it's been a lot of fun. We're only a couple episodes in, so it's very easy to catch up. It's absolutely worth checking out. Mondays, you can find me over on Weave the Tale for Pine Pass quests, our 5e short campaign where we are switching back and forth between two sides of a conflict. We are currently in our evil part of the campaign. We're on a stealth mission and we've set half the town on fire. It's going well. Tuesday nights, you can find me over.
Usually.
Tuesday nights, you can find me over on Black Feather Guild with Champions of Fae Season 2. An all-new season with an all-new party. We're diving deeper into Fae politics and figuring out what is going on and dealing with the fallout of the things we didn't deal with last season. So check that out every Tuesday. Couple other games I'm in as well, including Masks over on Thorny Dryad's channel and Ryutama on Ballad of the Seven Dice. Those are both monthly games. You can find those on my Twitter, pinned on my Twitter profile as well. And then, of course, if sci-fi or podcast are more your thing, you can find me a Response Team Omnicron, a Lancer actual play podcast, following a PR team who unexpectedly ends up on the front lines of a brewing conflict. We have narrative first mech combat, sci-fi feels, roleplay focused characters. We've been described by fans as if Battlestar Galactica had its own red versus blue. So come and see what all the fuss is about. You can find us anywhere on anywhere you normally get your podcast and on Twitter at RT Omnicron.
And next we have Iris.
Hello, my name is Iris Wyndham, pronouns she, her, and you can find me next this coming Monday. We are starting back up with part 2 of season 2 of the Arcane Core on this channel. I'm very excited, and you can find Cordelia and her group. Yes, it is definitely hers. She is the leader, as you know. And we're going to be getting into some shenanigans and possibly a corruption arc for some of our characters. Very excited. And then you can, of course, find me on this stream next Friday. And then you can also find me on Twitter at Iris Wyndham VO and on Instagram at Iris Wyndham.
Okay. And then Jen.
Hello, friends. I am Jen. I have been your friendly local Mar. I don't have a whole lot going on right now just because most of my games are home games and also on hiatus. Whoops. But I can be found on Twitter at JenMerb. And probably sometime in the future, some more places. I'll let you guys know.
And Lydia.
Yes, I'm Lydia Loomis. I am a monster romance author. You can find the first book in my Fated Mates of the Apocalypse series on Kindle Unlimited. You can also find my short paranormal stories on my Patreon account. We actually have November's story going up tomorrow. It is a modern sapphic retelling of A Christmas Carol. So if you ever thought, Dickens could really use a little more scissoring, check it out. And you can find me everywhere at Lydia's Nerdverse.
My name is Dickens, so
Not in my
world. So yes, to wrap it up with, we have if you've ever wanted to run a game over here, Girls Run These Worlds, go check out the Creator app. It's pinned on their Twitter. Just like how I managed to make this happen, as I just pitched something and then suddenly it was like, oh, it's happening now, let's go. It's been lovely and I am so excited. And there are some casting calls that are going to be going up later in the month, so definitely keep an eye out for those. I'm very excited to see what games are going to be cast for. And yes, do we know who we will be raiding?
I do not believe we have a raid target at the moment.
Are we
just be raiding the void?
Are we open to suggestions? I see waffle maple syrup is currently online. They're always really great.
Waffle maple syrup.
Yeah.
I want some breakfast food.
Breakfast for dinner.
Yep. I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know who we're raiding.
Perhaps we shall just simply raid the void.
We will raid the void. Yeah. What is our raid call to yell into the void?
No one comes out alive?
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Love it.
Terrifying.
End
Oh,
of the movie.
looks like Dauntless is around. Let's raid Dauntless.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
Is that still our radio?
Yes.
Yeah. No one gets out alive.
Yep. All right. We will see y'all later.
Yeah. See everybody next week for episode 3.